At 6:58 a.m., wet concrete rolled down a chute like a gray tide and vanished into the deep end of my brand new pool. Not a metaphor. Not a leak. A full pour, steady, heavy, irreversible. My pump screamed once like it was trying to breathe through mud, then went silent. And standing on my patio, arms folded, clipboard tucked under one elbow like a badge, was a woman in a white blazer watching it happen, like she was supervising a delivery she ordered. Her voice carried over the truck's rumble, calm as a cashier. "Keep going." I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I didn't do the thing people expect when they watch their dream get ruined in real time. I felt my stomach drop into a quiet place, the kind of quiet where numbers start forming in your head, repair estimates, legal fees, time lost, and your body goes cold because it knows this is going to be expensive. My kids had been counting down to this pool like it was a holiday. We'd moved into this house less than a year ago, and the pool was the big promise I made to them after months of drywall dust, moving boxes, and not today, maybe next weekend. I'd saved for it carefully, did it properly, hired a licensed contractor with insurance, pulled city permits, scheduled inspections, and waited through every boring step the city makes you do. The final inspection had passed. The approval was logged online. The pool wasn't just in progress. It was legal, finished, and mine. Which is why the first letter felt so off. It arrived in a plain envelope with no return address and no official markings. Inside was a single sheet of paper that said, "Submit your exterior modification for review within 48 hours." It wasn't signed. There was no case number, no ordinance, no reference to any rule I'd broken. Just a deadline and a threat-like tone that assumed I was already guilty. I didn't crumple it up. I didn't toss it in a drawer. I laid it flat on my kitchen counter, took a photo with my phone so the timestamp metadata would lock the moment in place, then scanned it and emailed it to myself. Subject line, unverified HOA notice received, 10:14 a.m. Evidence doesn't happen later. It happens now. I wasn't in an HOA. That's not something you think you're in. It's on your deed. I bought this house specifically outside any homeowners association because I didn't want someone policing my paint color or telling me what kind of mailbox I could own. The boundary lines had been recorded years ago. I knew where my parcel sat. I checked it during closing. So when a woman appeared the next day at my fence line like she owned the air, I was already alert. Perfect hair. Perfect smile. Clipboard. The uniform of small-time authority. "I'm Karen," she said, as if the name explained everything. "President of Willow Crest HOA. Your pool is a concern." "I'm not in Willow Crest," I said. Her smile didn't move. "You are now." For a second I genuinely thought she was joking. Like a weird neighborhood hazing thing. But her eyes were flat, confident in a way that only people with no fear of consequences can be. "Administrative expansion," she added, like it was a common phrase. "We're updating the boundary." I kept my voice low and even. "Show me the recorded document that binds my parcel to your bylaws." "You can appeal after compliance," she said. "Submit your plans, stop work, pay the emergency assessment, and then we'll discuss." I didn't argue with her on the lawn. I did something better. I opened my phone, stood right there, and typed an email while she watched. Per our conversation at 3:22 p.m., you stated my parcel is under Willow Crest HOA jurisdiction due to administrative expansion. Please provide the recorded boundary map and membership instrument that binds my parcel to your covenants. Until then, do not enter my property or contact my vendors. Then I hit send. Karen's smile tightened. She wasn't used to paper trails. She was used to people getting flustered. 2 days later, my pool contractor called me sounding nervous. Someone claiming to be HOA president emailed our office. "She's threatening our insurer. Says we're exposed for unapproved work." He forwarded the email. It came with a scary PDF attachment and big bolded language, liability exposure, immediate cessation, intent to file lien, but it didn't have a city seal, a permit number, or any real legal authority. It was cosplay law. The kind of thing that scares contractors because they don't want trouble, even if it's fake trouble. I saved the raw headers. I saved the attachment metadata. I saved everything. Then certified mail arrived. An emergency assessment for $25,000 and an intent to file lien within 72 hours. Still no board minutes. No vote record. No proof I was even a member. Just a demand. I photographed every page, including the tracking label. I went on USPS tracking and saved the full tracking history as a PDF. I didn't respond emotionally. I responded structurally. That night, I pulled reality directly from the county recorder. I downloaded my deed, then pulled the county GIS parcel overlay, highlighted my lot, and printed it with the URL and date showing at the bottom. My property sat outside Willow Crest's recorded boundary. I emailed Karen one line and attached the county proof, "My parcel is outside your HOA boundary. Do not contact my vendors or insurer again. Any entry will be treated as trespass." Her reply came 6 minutes later. "Your map is incorrect. Our council will proceed." No proof. No documents. Just arrogance. That's when I knew she was going to try something physical. People like that always do. When paperwork doesn't work, they try intimidation. And intimidation likes quiet mornings. Saturday, just before 7, Derek, my neighbor across the street, texted me a photo. Headlights in my driveway. Reflective vests at my side gate. A concrete truck. And Karen's SUV parked at the curb like it belonged there. I called 911 immediately. "Unknown workers are entering my fenced backyard," I said. "I am the homeowner. I am not authorizing access." The dispatcher gave me a call reference number. I repeated it out loud so it would be on my dashcam audio, and I noted the time in my phone. Because when something goes wrong, everyone suddenly forgets what they saw, except cameras and documents. By the time I pulled up, the workers were already inside. They didn't climb the fence. They dismantled my side gate latch. Metal scraped. Screws missing. The gate hung wrong like someone forced it. And there she was, Karen on my patio pavers, clipboard tucked under her elbow, arms folded. Like she was watching her garden get watered. "Stop!" I shouted, calm and loud, the way you talk when you want your voice clear on video. "You are on private property. Shut it down." The foreman looked at Karen before he looked at me. That told me everything. "We've got a work order," he said. "HOA authorized." "Show me," I said. He lifted a packet like a shield but didn't hand it over. Karen stepped forward half a step, her voice crisp. "You refused compliance," she said. "This is nuisance abatement. A finished, inspected pool is a nuisance." I repeated, letting the absurdity hang in the air. "You can talk to our counsel," she said, and then, like she was ordering coffee, she turned slightly toward the foreman. "Continue." I filmed everything. The broken latch. Boots on my deck. The concrete chute angled over my pool. Karen in frame. Then I zoomed in on the truck, company name, DOT number, license plate. The pour started. Gray slurry slid into my deep end, swallowing the clean blue surface in seconds. My pump tried to cycle. Choked. Then died. I raised my voice just enough to be unmistakable on camera. "I revoke permission. You are trespassing. This is your notice." The foreman's shoulders tightened. "Ma'am." Karen cut him off. "Keep going." 2 police cars arrived fast, faster than I expected, like Derek's photo helped my call sound real. I walked straight to the officers, calm, organized, and ready. I handed them my printed permit summary and the county GIS boundary overlay. "I'm the owner," I said. "They forced entry and they're damaging my pool. I need an incident report number." Karen lifted her clipboard like it granted her immunity. Willow Crest HOA. President Karen Dawson. This property is under our jurisdiction. One officer looked at her. Do you have documentation? Karen flipped pages. Fast. Nothing recorded. No deed. No boundary instrument. No signed authority. Just paper she printed herself. The second officer crouched by my gate latch, took photos, then looked up. This gate was tampered with. The first officer turned to the foreman. Stop work right now. Karen snapped, You can't. The officer didn't even blink. Yes, I can. Work stops. And for the first time all morning, Karen looked unsure. Like the world didn't follow her clipboard anymore. But the damage was already done. My pool, my legal, permitted, inspected pool, was now a curing slab of wet concrete. By noon, I had the police incident number. I had video of Karen ordering continuation after verbal notice. I had the vendor identity. And I had my attorney on the phone. Emergency TRO, he said. Preservation demand today. Notify the vendor they're exposed. On Monday, Karen tried one more move, because people like her can't stop once they've committed. She emailed my mortgage company a compliance notice. I caught it because my lender portal showed a new uploaded document. I downloaded the upload log with the timestamp and sender details. Then I opened the second lane, the city. I emailed code enforcement and permits one question. Please confirm whether Willow Crest HOA has jurisdiction over parcel YD. I attached the county overlay and asked for a written response. 2 hours later, I got an official reply. No HOA jurisdiction is recorded for this parcel. Enforcement authority remains with the city and property owner. I saved that email as a PDF. Printed it. Put it in the court folder. Wednesday, in the courthouse hallway, Karen showed up with 2 board members dressed like they were going to a victory photo. She leaned in and said softly, "You're embarrassing the community." "You poured concrete into my pool," I replied. "You made it embarrassing." In the hearing, the judge didn't care about drama. He cared about exhibits. My attorney submitted the permit log, final inspection, county boundary map, police incident report, photos of the latch, the city's written confirmation, and the vendor paperwork we obtained after the preservation demand. One line in the work order made Karen's face change color. Pour at first light. Homeowner returns around 7. HOA president on site for sign-off. The judge looked over his glasses. "Ms. Dawson, did you direct the timing?" Her lawyer objected. Overruled. Karen swallowed. "We coordinated for efficiency." Efficiency, the judge repeated. Or to avoid the homeowner. Her confidence collapsed under fluorescent lights. Total. Instant. She walked in thinking she was an authority, and realized she was just a person with a clipboard and no recorded power. The judge granted the temporary restraining order. Cease all enforcement actions. No entry. No liens. Preserve all communications. Any violation is contempt. Clean, sharp, final. That same day, my attorney served the order to the HOA, their counsel, my lender, and the vendor. The HOA's attorney sent a formal retraction to my mortgage company. The enforcement notice was withdrawn in writing. A correction stated my parcel was not subject to Willow Crest governance, and prior notices were issued in error. The insurers called next, because once a judge says preserve communications, suddenly everyone starts cooperating. The vendor's insurer requested my repair estimate. I already had a licensed contractor's report describing contaminated lines and structural risk at the deep end. I sent it with photos labeled by date and time. A week later, a different crew jackhammered the concrete out of my pool and vacuumed the mess like it never belonged there. My gate latch was replaced with a heavy-duty lock and a tamper sensor. My cameras stayed up. Karen drove by once and slowed at the curb. She didn't get out. She just stared straight ahead, hands tight on the wheel, learning what it feels like when procedure turns around and looks back at you. When the pool was restored, I didn't throw a parade. I sat on my back steps with coffee while my kids skipped stones across the shallow end like nothing bad had ever happened. That Friday, Derek and his wife brought burgers. Normal grill smoke. Normal laughter. Normal neighbors who finally stopped whispering. Someone joked, "Should we invite the HOA?" And I laughed once, short, because the joke landed on solid ground now. And here's the lesson: you don't beat a Karen by getting louder. You beat her by getting cleaner. Records. Timelines. Receipts. You build a story so airtight her version can't breathe. Because authority without documentation is just a costume, and eventually, a judge makes people take costumes off.